This is Amanda Loggins for Aspen University for Class 540 Clinical Supervision. This is for Module 3? 2? 2, I think. I want to thank Abby for helping me out today as being my fill-in supervisee. And we are just going to talk about some parallel processing, and let's get on with this. So I'd like to introduce Abby. We're just going to, this is just for educational purposes. We're just going to role play here a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So Abby, how has your last client or your most recent client been today?
I find giving him any kind of direction very, very frustrating. He seems to not take my advice very often or even think through it. He just immediately dismisses it.
So when he dismisses it, does he try changing the topic or just completely zones out, doesn't talk back?
He explains, sometimes he'll explain one way that I'm completely change the topic. And most of the time, the one that he doesn't take my advice on consistently is getting involved in his child's life. And that seems to, that's really, that he doesn't want to get involved, he doesn't want anything to do with this child.
Okay, have you guys delved into why he doesn't want anything to do with his child?
Yes, he just says that the mother is hard to deal with, and he would be afraid to file any kind of paperwork or try through the courts to make any kind of contact with the child because he doesn't want her making his life hell, is how he puts it. So.
I can understand why that could be, frustrating for you a little bit, especially when he's trying to change the topic all the time. So going with that, let's see. Has he tried to, I know you said he doesn't really want to file any paperwork, but is there anything that, he himself can try to do differently to try to be involved with, not necessarily direct contact with the mother?
Well, I know that he has, he's totally against contacting the mother in any way. He's against having any of his friends or family have anything to do with her, even if she contacts them. And it's just frustrating because he keeps coming back to this subject of he wishes he could be part of the child's life, but he will not do anything. I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of, I guess, of my son's dad in a way. Very passive-aggressive, wants somebody to change something for him, but he's not willing to make any kind of effort, but yet he wants to bring the subject back to it just to change the subject again.
I can see how that can be frustrating, and especially when you're bringing in kind of you're relating more to the situation. Do you remember in your classes where you may have talked about transference or countertransference?
I do remember that, yeah.
So this may be one of those situations where you're feeling more frustrated. Would that kind of be the right word for you specifically against this client because you have a very similar personal experience?
Yeah, that would be the perfect phrase. Yeah, that describes it really well. You're right.
So, that's something to kind of keep in mind when you're working with him, is to kind of, you don't really want to check yourself at the door, but in the same way, you kind of need to check your personal kind of issues with your child's father as well. But I can definitely see where the frustration can come out and cause issues in the session with your client. If this is something that, is it still something where you feel like you can work with this client?
I do feel like that I can work with him. I guess maybe I need to examine other ways of handling it when he brings it up, other than just offering because sometimes, well, here's 3 ways that you could go about it if you're wanting a relationship with your son, and then he just shoots them all down and changes the topic. again. I wonder if there's a different way that I could handle the topic when it comes up that would be more productive.
Maybe when the conversation comes up pertaining those, that situation again, maybe instead of you giving him, well, here's, 3 options you can try, ask him, what does he think he can do to make the situation better? And let him kind of bring up some of those topics and maybe work through. And maybe once you hear from him, then you can also come back at it and look, maybe give him just one option after hearing what he's talked about. And, maybe be able to throw something in of like, you want to be involved in your child's life, but you don't want to deal with the mother. So can you deal with your child's grandmother or another family member to switch on and off, and pick up the child then? Just kind of let your client kind of work through the situation themselves and see if they can come up with an answer. And then, just the best that you can. But I definitely want you to let you know that, transference is something that definitely happens in every therapy situation. So it's nothing against you. It's nothing that you're doing wrong. It always happens. It's just how you handle it is, we just got to make sure we handle it the right way. And I want to let you know that I will always be here if you have questions. If you ever feel like the situation gets a little more frustrating to the point where you can't work with the client, be sure to come talk to me. And, if we need to, we can try transferring him to another therapist. But let's try to keep him with you so it keeps the stability going and the relationship that you have built. But, just know that if it does get to the point that I'm here to support you and we can definitely make that change.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to today's supervision session, and we will see you next time.